Good morning, students. Welcome to Chanakya Academy online classes, Standard 10th, Subject Science, Chapter number 7, Control and Coordination. Let's start with this chapter. Yes, so we have started with the revision of your class 9th. Okay, we have just revised the structure of neuron, okay, in our previous class. Then I have just explained you about the neuromuscular junctions, that is the connection between nerve and muscles. Yes, now let's move further. Okay, there's no surprise that nerve tissue is made up of an organized network of nerve cell or neurons. Okay, this I have explained that nerve tissue. Okay, what are nerve tissue? It is made up of network of nerve cell. Okay, that is organized, and that nerve cell is your neuron and is specialized for conducting information via electric impulse from one part of the body to another part. Okay, so figure 7.1 I have just explained you. Identify the parts of neuron. Okay, this I have explained. Where information is acquired, through which information travels as an electric impulse, where the impulse must be converted into a chemical signal for ongoing transmission. Okay, so I have just explained you about the structure in our previous lecture. Okay, I'll just show you one important thing which is given in your NCERT book is the reflex arc. Okay, so before explaining this reflex arc, let me explain you what are the things they have mentioned here. Okay, what happens in reflex action? Okay, action means whatever things we are doing is our reflex action. Okay, reflex is the word we use very common when we talk about some sudden action in response to something in the environment. Okay, whatever sudden actions which we are doing, like I have explained you, when we touch a hot object, what will we do? We will quickly remove our hand. Okay, so this is a quick action which we are taking. So that is the reflex. Okay, we say I jumped out of the way of the bus reflexly, or I pulled my hand back from the frame reflexly, or I was so hungry my mouth starting watery reflexly. Okay, so these are our reflex action which quickly and suddenly we are acting on it, and it is in response to the environment. Okay, surroundings, whatever things are happening, according to that environment we are taking some action. A common idea in all such example is that we do something without thinking about it. Okay, so this action and reaction is so quick, for a fraction of seconds we are doing, and as we are doing in a fraction of second we do not require to think. Okay, so when we are holding a hot thing, okay, or our hand touches something hot or cold, suddenly we remove our hand, we don't need to think about it. Okay, or without feeling in control of other reaction. Yet these are situations where we are responding with some action to change in our environment. How is control and coordination achieved in such situation? Okay, so this reflex action which we are talking about, even though we are not thinking, but still it is in control by our nerves. Okay, nerve, or we can say the neurons are helping in conducting this information. It is carrying this information, and after that the answer is coming and we are getting the answer and we are doing the reaction. Okay, what I am talking is that the nerves is carrying all these things. So there should be a well control and coordination. Okay, let us consider this further. Take one of our example. Touching a flame is an urgent and dangerous situation for us. Okay, this we know. Or in fact, for any animal. How would we respond to this? How will we respond? We will remove our hand? Yes, this is all we all know. One seemingly simple way is to think consciously about the pain and the possibility of getting burned and therefore move our hand. An important question then is, how long will it take us to think all this? Okay, that means if we are touching the flame, how quick it will be? It will be for a fraction of seconds, because we know that when we touch the flame, we will get a pain or our hand will get burned. So this is the answer which we are getting from our brain, and this answer is being brought by our nerves. Okay, the answer depends on how we think. If nerve impulses are sent around the way we have talked about earlier, then thinking is also likely to involve the creation of such impulse. Okay, see, don't get confused upon these sentences. The only thing they are talking about is that nerves is carrying the information. Against every action, we will have a reaction. So all these action and reactions are being carried by our nerve impulse. Okay, thinking is complex activity, so it is bound to involve a complicated interaction of many nerve impulses from many neurons. Okay, if this is the case, it is no surprise that the thinking tissue in our body consists of dense network of intricately arranged neurons. Okay, the neurons which we have, they are forming a dense network. Okay, it is not only a single neuron. The neurons are interconnected with each other. Okay, one after the other, the neurons, they will be connected, forming a dense network. It sits in the forward end of skull and receives signals from all over the body which it thinks about before responding to them. Okay, this we know that all the information is coming towards our head. So over all our body we will have these nerves. So wherever we touch, okay, it is not that we are touching flame on our fingers only. If our hand also touch the flame, we will burn our hand. If our legs touches, it will burn. So whatever part if it will touch the flame, it will get burned. So why and how it is happening? Because we have nerves which are interconnected and all the nerves go towards brain. Okay, Obviously, in order to receive these signals, this thinking part of the brain in the skull must be connected to nerves coming from various parts of body. Similarly, if this part of the brain is to construct muscles to move, nerves must carry these signals back to different parts of the body. If all of this is to be done, when we touch a hot object, it may take enough time for us to get burned. Okay, so whatever things we are doing, that is, if we are removing our hand, when we are removing our hand, either we touch the hot object or we touch the flame, we are removing the hand. So, what is happening? Muscles are moving. Okay, ultimately, if we are moving our hand, the muscles are moving. So, we can say that the nerves and muscles are interconnected also, and this I have shown you with the neuromuscular junctions that nerves and muscles, both of them are connected also. Okay, how does the design of the body solve this? Rather than having to think about the sensation of heat, if the nerves that detect heat were to be connected to the nerves that move muscles in a simple way, the process of detecting a signal or the input and responding to it by an output action might be completely quickly. Okay, it will be completed very quickly. Such a connection is commonly called as reflex arc. See, don't get confused with the sentences they have given. I'll just explain you with the help of a diagram. Okay, the diagram which is given there. But whatever content they have written in your NCRT, I just want you to read it, go through it, and make a simple notes from it. Okay. So before this, let's start with the process which I am talking about, that is reflex arc. Okay. Now, arc, as you know, what it is. In your maths, you have studied about an arc. Okay. So, as it is related to nerves, we call it as reflex arc. Now, let's start. You have few things over here. First one is a pan which is hot, which you see over here. Okay, we have a pan and that pan is hot. Second thing you have is skin, that is our hand. Hand is touching the pan and the pan is hot. So we have two type of receptors that is will receive. One is the heat and the other receptor is your skin. Now what will happen? The message that the pan is hot, it will be carried towards your brain. Okay, that means whatever information is there, that information is carried towards your brain. Okay, now that brain, what it will do? It will read the message. It will read and it will give you the answer, and the answer will go towards your muscles. Okay, and what your muscles will do? Your muscle will move your hand. Okay, the muscles will contract, and as the muscle will contract, what will happen? You will remove your hand. Okay, so this is a signal which is moving, that is moving from hand towards your brain. Okay, so this is the input which is going and it is being analyzed inside your brain, and answer in the form of output is coming towards your muscles, and muscles will ultimately contract, and as the muscles contract, what will happen? Now the hand will be removed. Okay, so this is your simplest reflex action. Now see, you have sensory neurons and motor neurons. So neurons, that means the nerve cell. Okay, now these neurons are also of two types. Okay, what I'm telling you is that we have two type of neurons, sensory neuron and motor neuron. Let's see what is sensory neuron and what is motor neuron. Yes, so sensory and your motor neuron. Okay, so what are sensory neurons? Sensory neurons that carries sense impulse from sensory organs to the central nervous system and and are known as sensory neurons. Okay, so what they will do? They will carry sensory impulse. Okay, impulse will be carried from sensory organs. Okay, whatever sensory organs which we have, from there it will be carried to your central nervous system. So from sensory organs to central nervous system, the senses will be carried. So that is your sensory neurons. Understood? That means sense organs means nose, eyes, I have explained you. Okay, the 5 sense organs. So from these sense organs, message, okay, that means impulse, it will be carried to your central nervous system, means brain. Okay, that we will do. What is central nervous system? So don't get confused. That means information or impulse carried from sense organs to brain is your sensory neuron. Okay, and what is motor neuron? A neuron that carries motor impulse from central nervous system to specific effector. Okay, that means, see, one is taking information. Where it is taking information? From the sense organs to brain. So that is known as your sensory neurons. It will take information from sensory organs to central nervous system. And motor, what it will do? It will carry the impulse, motor impulse, from central nervous system, that is brain. So from brain it will go to the effective areas. Okay, specific effectors. Effectors means from where it is bringing. So it will go back to its sense organs. So that is motor neurons. Okay, so we can say here that both of them are doing the same function but in opposite. Both of them are carrying impulses. One is sensory impulse and one is motor impulse. But sensory impulse, it is carrying from your skin towards your brain. Okay, and motor from brain towards the muscles it will go. Okay, specific effector means where the effect, because where what we have to do, we have to remove our hand. So how we can remove our hand? We can remove our hand by muscles movement. So motor neuron from brain, it will go to that area of the muscles where we have to remove the hand. Okay, so it will go to the muscles of hand. Okay, so that's why they are talking about specific effectors. Okay, so with this I think so you are clear with sensory neuron and motor neurons. Okay, so we have two type of neurons that is functioning in an reflection arc. Okay, Yes, so now you are clear, sensory and motor. So you can see they have shown with the arrow. Okay, so from the hand, that is from the sense organ, the sensory neuron will take it towards your central nervous system, that is your brain. Okay, from the brain, motor neuron will come and it will go to your muscles. Okay, now these two things are clear. Come to the third one, that is your relay neurons. Okay, see, sensory and motor, what they are doing is they are only transporting towards your brain part. Now in your brain part also certain connectors will be there. Okay, relay. Okay, relay race, you must have heard what the relay race is. That is one from one, it will be passed on towards the next. Okay, so from one the information will be passed to another, from another to the third person, and so on. So more sensory and motor, so between them again one more neuron is present, that is relay neurons. And what it will do, it will take the message from sensory neuron. Okay, it will take the message from sensory neuron, it will read and give the answer to motor neuron. Okay, take it from the sensory neuron, read the message, analyze the message, get the answer. After getting the answer, give the answer back to motor neuron. Okay, so all this thing is done by relay neuron. So this is your reflex arc. Okay, let's see what are they talking. Okay, so nerves from all over the body meet in a bundle of spinal. Okay, nerves from all over the body meet in a bundle in a spinal cord, or on their way to the brain. Okay, so see here, reflex arc. Okay, it is bringing the message towards the area which you see here. And what is this area? This is your spinal cord, central nervous system. Now this central nervous system has two parts, brain and spinal cord. So reflex action will bring all the information to your spinal cord. Understood? Yes, let's move further. Reflex arc are formed in a spinal cord itself, although the information input also goes on to reach the brain. Of course, reflex arc have evolved in animals because of thinking process of the brain is not fast enough. In fact, many animals have very little or none of the complex neuro network indeed for thinking. Okay, so this reflex action is high in those organisms which are mammals. Okay, in lower organisms this kind of network is not there. Okay, they have simple network. Okay, so it is quite likely that reflex arc have evolved as effective way of functioning in the absence of true thought processes. However, even after complex neural networks have come into existence, reflex arc continue to be more effective for quick response. Okay, so reflex arc which you see here is more effective and quick response is there. Okay, whatever quick response we are doing daily, it is due to this reflex arc. And it is seen that in lower organisms this reflex arc is absent. Okay, the process is slow, but in higher organisms the function of reflex arc, the process of thinking becomes faster. Okay, brain have developed as the evolution is has taken place. Okay, so this is your reflex arc. Okay, so now with this I think you are clear with reflex arc. Okay, so just go through all the content which is given here. Make proper note of this content. Okay, in your NCRT, proper way of definition and explanation is not given. They have showed with different content. Okay, so make a proper note. Just write the important thing which is necessary in this topic and learn the diagram. Learn it, thorough it, and draw it. Okay, so with this, I have finished with today's lecture. Tomorrow, we'll again come and we'll start with a new topic, that is our human brain. Okay, so before doing human brain, just be clear with what is neuron, structure of neuron, and reflex arc. This is the three important topic which is frequently asked in your board exams. Just go through them and make notes. Thank you. With this I finish with today's lecture. Thank you and have a nice day.